Hey there, and welcome to Workforce Waves, the podcast for recruitment and staffing founders who are ready to grow, scale, and shake up the industry. I'm your host, Kirutika Munusamy, and I'm so glad you're here. This is where we have real, no nonsense conversations about what it takes to have a thriving business in recruitment and staffing. Forget the fluff. We're all about strategies that actually work, shared by the people who have been there and done it. A quick shout out to our sponsor, Ambrosial Automations. At Ambrosial Automations, we are kind of your behind the scene partner for growth. We help recruitment and staffing business streamline their operations, bring in quality leads, boost sales, and scale, all without the risky upfront costs. We work on a revenue share model. We don't succeed unless you do. If you're curious about how it works, head over to ambrosialautomations.com for a free 12-month growth plan that is tailored just for you. All right, let's dive in. Today, we have a special guest joining us, Fiona, the founder and CEO of Purple Cow Recruiting. Under her leadership, Purple Cow Recruiting has become a powerhouse in delivering precision targeted, high impact solutions for clients in both government and commercial sector, including healthcare, IT, oil and gas, renewable energy, and supply chain industries. Fiona, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you. So, Fiona, tell us more about yourself, your background, and the role within Purple Cow Recruiting.
Yeah, well, I'm Fiona Rintoul. First thing first, I am Scottish. I have been in the States for about 17 years. I am a US citizen as of 2019. I came to America with Philips Healthcare and Lighting. So I was a recruiter for them and I was doing in-house recruiting, and they brought me over to the States where I was a senior account manager working on high volume positions, and I was living in New Jersey. From there, I went to be the head of HR and talent for a company in Manhattan, and I worked in 34th and Madison for this company that was like 5 people when I started. The company's actually just went unicorn. And that was a great experience. I got to be in charge of how the growth came in the company. I got to be in charge of processes, systems, strategy, and learn how to do funding, working with VC and PE. From there, I went to be head of HR and talent for a company in Connecticut, and that was a private equity. We sold, and everybody went off and did their own things. And in 2016, I formed Purple Cow Recruiting. And I was very lucky to begin with. I used a lot of connections that I had in the industry that were looking to outsource the recruiting. My business was mainly on contingent searches, and I've evolved a lot since then. So right now, as my business stands, I have a partner, Chelsea Drinkard, who's my VP of recruiting. And then we have 1099s, contractors. Our clients consist of government, as you said, healthcare, and the technical industry. So we kind of have 3 arms to the business.
Nice.
And we're doing everything from contract to retained to contingent searches.
Yeah, that's nice. So, since AI is in boom, I guess you have more to do recruitment, and you'll be finding yourself more occupied on that front.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was actually talking to Chelsea about this yesterday, and obviously last year was a funny year in recruiting. You know, when there's an election, people tend to
Hmm.
slam the brakes on with recruiting, especially in tech. And now
Right.
that the election has came on, they are going to pump a lot of money into AI. So I think the tech business is going to get really, really busy again. Healthcare is always
Yeah.
steady. It keeps the lights
Ah,
on. People always need healthcare. It's
that's
recession
true.
proof. You know, it's a constant. But tech goes up and down and up and down. Same with government.
Yeah, that's good to know. So, what are the big trends that you're seeing in the industry right now?
So as I said, last year it slowed down a lot. Big tech slowed down a lot. I think with the trends vary in every single division that I have. So, for example, in tech, we're still slow. We're still recovering from the election, and I think things are going to speed up pretty quickly in the next couple of months. So that's to be determined, I would say, with tech. With healthcare, it's just constant. It never ends. One of the most recruited roles right now in the United States is nurses, RNs. So that's an evergreen position for us. It's always been recruited for. The government, there's a lot of trends in the government. Obviously, it's interesting. I'm a WOSB, I'm a women owned small business, which means they have set aside in the government to allow us to bid on certain projects. Obviously, there's been a shift in the priorities. So DEI has gone
Right.
away in the government and
Yeah.
it no longer exists. So that means there's going to be opportunities in other areas within HR, within staffing. So that's, again, this just happened in the last week. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah. That's nice to know. So,
Yeah.
are there any big challenges that you're seeing in recruitment right now?
I think you could call them challenges or you could call them opportunities. So AI is obviously, I don't like to see it as competition. A lot of people
Hmm.
do. Recruiters, especially old school recruiters, kind of see that as us versus the robots, right? So it's,
Mm.
we call it a white glove service, that we talk to people, we're real people, we know what people are looking for versus AI that can, do predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics and pull out information to see what this person wants.
Hmm.
So I think one of the challenges is kind of trying to marry the two. So right
Right.
now I'm dating the AI. I'm finding out what I like, how much I want to be involved in it until I marry one of the processes that works for us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to have a human element in recruitment since it's entirely dependent on the kind of negotiation or the relationship building when it comes to hiring somebody for a job. So yeah, like you said, you need to marry to some part of operations of
Yeah.
AI, and yeah, rest you leave it to doing it manually. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Is there or are there any big initiatives Purple Cow Recruitment is working on at this moment?
Yeah, we have a lot. So we just launched our new website a couple of days ago. So that's exciting. We also, as I told you just before we got on this call, we mainly use recruiters in North America, even though we have roles in Singapore and we have roles in Europe. So we're trying some initiatives to work with companies abroad to help us with some of the workload. As I said, we're also dating some AI platforms right now, and we're
Okay.
testing them out to see how much we like them. Um, it is a thin line because the AI knows the kind of hard skills we're looking for, but they don't always know the culture of a company.
Right.
So we can't ask AI to tell us if this person is an extrovert or an introvert, or they
That's true.
um, are they a forward thinking person? A resume or a word can't tell us that. So we're still dealing with that. But our initiatives right now are growth, are
Mm-hmm.
penetrating the government space so that we become number one provider in staffing for government organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also to expand our healthcare division to make sure that that is solid because tech is still a little bit dodgy. We still don't know what's happening there for 2025.
Okay. So, what opportunities do you see in the government recruitment? I mean, what sectors do you focus on, and what do you think which sectors are going to boom now in 2025?
It's a great question. So the government's huge, right? There is, Army, Navy, we have Indian healthcare, we have the CDC. So there's all these different divisions within the government. And
Mm-hmm.
then not only that, they have their different sectors and subsidiaries within there. Where I see a lot of growth is in not so much the divisions, but in the different states. Texas is growing right now a lot in the government, even though there's been a lot of turmoil in California. There's a lot actually going on in there within the government. And then there'll always be obviously the DMV area, which is DC, Maryland, Virginia. That's where all the government is always popping. So always growth for healthcare opportunities, for VA hospitals, for veterans. They're working on new initiatives for survivors of everything up to even 9/11. They're still doing that. So for World Trade initiatives, believe it or not. So there's constant initiatives going on. There's a lot of money in the government.
That's good. If even if one sector of government recruiting is down, you can always depend on something else. Or, like you said, if one state is not performing so well, there's always another state in regards with government recruitment that you can depend on.
Yeah, and as I said, we are a women-owned small business. It was hard to
Right.
get, and it does give us opportunities
Uh-huh.
to be a small, diverse organisation, so they can not only get their best recruiting, but they can work with a women-owned small business. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's perfect. What opportunities lie ahead for Purple Cow recruiting? I know that you told already, you said that I mean, it's about what you see as a challenge, opportunity. It's two sides of a coin, right? So,
Yeah,
but I want to know explicitly what opportunities do you think are there for Purple Cow recruiting in 2025?
there's opportunities for us to definitely partner with, and I'm going to go back to the government. So it's to
Mm-hmm.
partner with big primes. So, right, the government has prime contractors and subcontractors. A lot of these big primes have been in contracts for years with the government. And I think the opportunities for us is definitely to become small subcontractors for these big primes
Mm-hmm.
from a government standpoint. I think from a commercial, I definitely am going to be keeping my eye on the tech space to see how that develops and whether AI really truly does start booming, and there's a lot of opportunity there. I also see a lot of opportunity for my internal organization.
Okay.
I have really good uh, contractors that I would like to bring on full time to really become part of our genetic makeup. I would like us to definitely do a couple of really good team building exercises, things that are fun, but you can learn a lot from. And I would like to definitely double, if not triple, our revenue.
Yeah, and that's always there. Whoever I have interviewed, there's always increasing revenue
I hope so.
and improving efficiency. So that's the 2 points in one way or the other comes up during the call.
Yeah, in 2024, we did a lot of backbone stuff. We changed our ATS system. We got our
Uh-huh.
website all set up. We changed our database, our CRM, our business development. So we have all that kind of in play. So now this is the year we execute. This is the year we go balls to the wall,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say that on here.
Yeah, that's true. So from what I understand is you guys are expanding international.
Yeah,
That's one. Second is you're really looking forward to AI boom in terms of recruitment. I guess this week we had no, we had a news about the Stargate project. Did you hear about it?
the what gate? What's that?
Stargate project. So
No.
Trump administration has put up a project called Stargate project where the four big companies or the huge giants have come teamed together. One is OpenAI, second is Japan's SoftBank,
Yeah,
third is MGX, and I'm forgetting the fourth one, but one more company, and they are launching the Stargate project, which is going to lead to 100K jobs across
good.
US in AI. Yeah. So it's going to be creating a AI recruitment opportunity. I mean, 100K is a lot of jobs, right? So that's
Yeah, we'll
one.
see if it happens. As I said, I don't until it happens, it happens. I'll always be prepared,
Right.
but there's a lot of things getting said right now, so I'll wait and see
Yeah.
how that irons out.
Okay. But anyhow, even if let's say AI jobs are not created, let's say that 100K promise is not kept,
Right.
there are always opportunities since AI is in the rise. So whether the opportunity is going to be in US or any other continent, that's the thing we have to think about, right? So it could be in Europe, it could be Asia. So anywhere where the AI recruitment is booming, you could, since you're doing international recruitment, so that's the
So I
opportunity
find
for you.
that a lot of the jobs I get as well. So the AI companies have their software, they have
Hmm.
their own baby, and
Hmm.
not the problem, but what they need to do is sell the baby, right? So a
Right.
lot of my jobs become account executives because they have created this
Hmm.
platform. They've
Hmm.
already done that. A lot of it's entrepreneurs. It's people who came from Apple, Google, and they
Yeah.
have the product, and then they want to recruit people to actually sell the product, to go out and sell it to an
Right.
Oracle or a big company, and then they
Mm-hmm.
want to upsell it. So not only are they using it in Oracle Finance, but you should be using it in Oracle Marketing, you should be using it in Oracle Supply Chain, like whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So a lot of my roles become account executives for the platform. And then those roles are interesting. It's always base and bonus,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them make the same money everywhere they go. It's the same split and it's the same base, it's the same bonus. So how do we entice our candidates to leave a job
Mm-hmm.
and go to another one? So it has to be company culture. Is
Right.
there stock and shares? Do they get, is there opportunity to become part of the company?
Correct.
Do they get unlimited vacation? So it starts to become not so much about this cookie cutter base and bonus,
Mm-hmm.
but something else to entice them. Is the
Yeah.
founder, is he totally exciting? Is he blow your socks off? Is the company going to IPO? So it's
Yeah.
starting to become those stories that I have to tell to candidates.
Yeah, that is true. And also post COVID, I guess the remote working culture has also been in the rise, which is something of a benefit that all candidates are looking for.
Totally. Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a weird one. It's becoming so strange because sales, for example, a lot of them are always been remote, right? That's
Yeah.
always been part of the roles because they're on the road, they're traveling to clients and stuff. But now a lot of the companies are saying, so you've got to, if you're in Chicago, you've got to live near an office in Chicago, and you can go
Yeah.
in 3 days a week, but you only get 2 days. But you're exactly right that the work from home, COVID completely changed the landscape of all that.
Yeah, that's true.
And millennials and stuff, they want it. They're like, what can you do for me? Can I work from home? Can you give me a great base? Do I get unlimited vacation?
Yeah, yeah. Since a lot of companies are hiring, and I guess that's a good thing for the recruitment industry, candidates have become picky. I had a call
Yeah,
with On Hire's founder and CEO, Vasco. Even he told that, nowadays candidates have become so picky. They want, if there's one benefit, then they want another, and it just keeps going.
it's like not what can you do for us? They're like, what can we do for you? And
Yeah,
it's bizarre, and you get a lot of really rude candidates. And I always say to people, be careful who you talk to on the way up because you might see them again on the way down.
yeah,
Treat people
that's
with
true.
respect, and
Yeah,
if a recruiter reaches out to you, we're not we're offering you a job. I mean, it's
yeah,
how can that possibly be a bad thing? They get people get really rude, and you think just be careful because you might be looking for us one day and you might need a job.
yeah,
And I hope it doesn't come to that, but
yeah.
be kind.
Yeah, that's a good advice in general. I guess people should be more kind to others. There should be. There's a certain way you talk to others, even if you're at a position of power. It does not matter. Yeah.
No,
Sorry, you were gonna add something. I just cut you
no,
off.
I totally agree with you. And
Yeah.
I think it says a lot about the person, that they probably wouldn't fit well in certain companies anyway. They're probably destined to be in a basement and doing their own thing and not interacting, which is fine.
Yeah. Right. So tell us about the priorities and goals for 2025.
Well, like I said, priorities are definitely growth, are winning bids in the government,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely growing our internal team. So that's kind of, if I can get to December and I've ticked those three priorities, I will be very happy. Initiatives are changing every single month, and we work quickly, and it's always a thin line between speed and quality.
Mm-hmm.
But I try not to overthink it because the market will beat me if I'm too slow. So,
Yeah.
as I said, we just redid our website. We are redoing all our bid forms. We're working with new AI companies. We're working with new BD companies, and we're working with potential outsourcing for some of the smaller stuff. So, as well as that, within the markets, we're working in Singapore, and we've got a big project to beef up the nurses in Singapore, which is really cool, and they're the best people. Talk about kind people. We should all take a leaf out of Singapore's books, because however they raise their kids is beautiful. They're just great people to work with. So yeah, I mean, I want 2025 to be a doing year, not a planning year. That was 2024. So
Hmm.
this year, I kind of want to take everything we did in 2024 and just start executing.
That's great. So, what's Purple Cow Recruiting's vision for the next 3 years? So, what's the
To be
long
the
term vision?
number one recruiting agency in the
Hmm.
government in the United States.
That's that's great. A good goal to have.
Yep. That is the vision. If I could wave a wand, a realistic wand,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a Taylor Swift, but if I can wave a realistic one, that's what it would be. And that's going to take a lot of hard work, and it's going to take a lot of networking. As I said, working with primes, working with people that know the government inside out. That would be it.
Yeah. Good to know. So, we have got a lot of insights from Fiona on this call. And so that's a wrap for today's episode of Workforce Waves. Huge thanks to our guest, Fiona, for sharing her incredible insights on all these key topics. Seriously, I'm walking away with some of the new ideas in my head, and I hope you're too. Now, before we go, Fiona, where can
Hmm.
people find you if they want to connect or learn more about your work?
Yeah, you can look on LinkedIn, Fiona Rintoul, Purple Cow Recruiting. There's not many of me. And our website is www.purplecowrecruiting.com. Here you can find our list of jobs. And
Hmm.
we've got well over 100 on there right now. My email is Fiona at Purple Cow Recruiting. And yeah, I'm very, very accessible. You can call me on the number there. I always pick up, even though that's another problem. I'll tell you a
Hmm.
real quick story. I got a
Uh-huh.
call 2 days ago from a robot, and we had a conversation. And it wasn't until the end I said, "Are you a robot?" And she said, "Yep, but I'm a very efficient robot."
So, what was the call about? I'm hoping it was a sales call.
No, she was applying to one of my jobs.
Oh, she wanted to. So, yeah, that's also another thing I read about, and which is soon going to be a reality. So, I don't think people are gonna apply for jobs by 2 to 3 years from now. It's going to be the robos or AIs, the automations, the personas or avatars who are going to be
It's
applying for jobs.
it was crazy. I said and I'll tell you how I knew.
Mm-hmm.
She said something during the gap. I was looking for something that she'd asked me for. She I don't know if they've got genders, but and I did a pause, and she said something strange, and I said, "Wait a minute, are you a robot?" She said, "Well, I am," and she confessed. She says, "But I'm a really efficient one." I was,
God
well, gotta go.
damn
Oh,
it. I honestly did not think it's gonna be a reality so soon, but I guess after this call, I'll keep that in mind.
isn't it crazy? Her name was Anna. I mean, it was an American. She was a young American, maybe sounded like in her late 20s. Yeah, she went by a she, and so that happened. But anyway, yes, you can find me, Fiona at Purple Cow Recruiting. Get me on LinkedIn, and thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, so perfect. To our followers, please make sure you follow Fiona on LinkedIn and check out Purple Cow Recruiting's website. Also, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And one more time, if you're stuck in the grind of manual processes or struggling to grow, we can help you optimize operations, bring in leads that convert, boost sales, and scale without the upfront risk. Head over to ambrosialautomations.com to get your free custom 12-month growth plan. All right, that's it for today. Thanks again, Fiona.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. And remember, growth isn't about doing more, it's about doing better. And let's make some waves together. See you next time.